Hey guys, Vika here. In today's video, I wanted to talk to you about weekly content that you can do in Lost Ark to improve your character or just to sell the mats. And since the weekly reset is coming on Thursday, let's dive right into it. Since you started your Lost Ark journey in Endgame, you probably are pretty familiar with Chaos Dungeons. But did you know that you can run multiple Chaos Dungeons after your 2 Chaos Dungeons per day limit to get additional rewards from the Chaos Dungeon vendor? He sells you leap stones, shards, stones in general, weapon stones, armor stones, and so on that you can use to improve your character, and in tier 3 you can even sell them because they are tradable. The thing with this vendor is though that the more you purchase, the more expensive everything gets. So for the tier 1 and tier 2 material, you should always try to max them out for your character. If you're in tier 1, just buy all the tier 1 materials per week. If you're in tier 2, buy all the tier 2 materials, and in tier 3, you can do it on every character and just send them to your main or sell them on the auction house. There's also other things you can buy like jewelry, where you can gamble for good jewelry, for example, and especially in tier 3, sell them for a lot of money if you're lucky. The most efficient way to farm those shards is by running the first stage of the Chaos Dungeon, then running the second stage until kill the boss and the portal appears. If it's not a golden portal or a boss portal, we'll just leave and create a new instance and run the Chaos Dungeon again. This way you accumulate all the shards you need to trade at the vendor, and at the same time you have a high chance of encountering a boss or a golden portal that gives you additional rewards for your character. Another one of the basics to max out is of course your abyss dungeons. Depending on where your progress is, if you're in tier 1 or tier 2 or tier 3 even, you should always do your weekly limit of abyss dungeons for a chance to get good engraving books, gear upgrades, especially legendary and epic sets that you can craft, and gold. So never forget to do your abyss dungeons, please. Are you in a guild? If no, pause the video, get into a guild. If yes, you're in for a treat. Because there is a Silmail Bloodstone exchange where you can spend your bloodstones that you earn by weekly contributing to the guild for honing materials and stuff like tickets for a cube or sun path if you're lucky, like gamble chests kind of, where you either get silver or one of those tickets. You can buy unbound materials that you can trade on the auction house or trade to your other characters. You can, depending on your guild level, buy a lot of leap stones and honing materials and stuff that makes your chance go up for honing. It's just amazing, and you should definitely check it out. It's in every big town, and you can find it by typing Silmail Bloodstone Exchange into the search on your map. One more vendor that a lot of people don't know about is the Traveling Merchant Ship, which is right off in the dock of every major city, and it offers you a lot of honing materials like guardian stones, leap stones, shards, and everything except the shards is tradable. Just make sure to always check if it's tradable or untradable before you purchase, because sometimes it differs between the tiers and between the materials, but you could basically buy out big stock weekly on every single character and send them to your main or trade them on the auction house, especially if you do a lot of islands and get a lot of pirate coins. What you'll also find at that merchant ship is an exchange for Givenna, Sun, and other coins into pirate coins. And every single coin has a different conversion rate, where Sun coins give you 20 pirate coins per 1 Sun coin. Just make sure that if you have them in boxes, keep them there until you really know that you don't need them or already purchased everything that you need with Givenna coins or similar, and then you can just convert them into pirate coins, get some honing materials. There's another special vendor directly outside of Punica in the docks that appears here and there like a traveling merchant kind of thing, I think every hour, but I'm not 100% sure. Either way, just check whenever you're in the dock, and it can sell you level 1 tier 3 gems. You can buy 20 per roster, so per account kind of. And the special thing about this is you can start buying them out in tier 1 just whenever you pass Punica. Buy out all the gems per week, and once you're in tier 3, you'll have plenty of gems. let's talk about the Una tasks. You probably already encountered the Una dailies, which are usually on islands and give you certain rewards every day on every character. But there's also Una weeklies. And those weeklies I usually choose by reward. The best reward is on the PvP weeklies and also on the boss rush weekly. So what I do is save up the boss rush weekly and hope to drop a boss rush ticket in that week. If I don't, I usually opt in and just get the Chaos Dungeon one done, which you can do even after your daily limit of 2 Chaos Dungeons by running 6 additional Chaos Dungeons on that day. So you can still get your weeklies done. Ideally you would want to do that on every character, but let's focus on your main first. Those Una tasks and all the daily missions and weekly missions all accumulate together into a weekly max on Una tokens you can earn. And these tokens you can trade at the gold exchange vendor to gold chests, where you have a chance at the biggest chest to get a gold bar that's 10,000 gold worth. Usually I save up until I have 500 and then trade them all at once for the big chest. There are certain numbers and statistics out of Korea where apparently getting the second chest is the most worth and so on, but those are specifics that you should look into if you really want to min-max that. But basics, get your Una weeklies done and trade them for the gold chest. Hope you have good luck. Let's talk about Azure Wind Island. If you're in tier 2 and you haven't encountered Azure Wind Island yet, go and do it straight away. You can look up a guide on Papunica or Maxroll or any website that will show you all the hidden quests on Azure Wind Island. It gives you so many rewards, so many life shards and other holding materials that you will need to push from tier 2 to tier 3. But now let's focus on the weekly segment of Azure Wind Island. Basically, there is a world quest spawning there every 30 minutes or so, and you have to kill a bunch of bugs, ideally with your horse, especially if you're in tier 1 or lower gear character. You can use the Mustang, the red Mustang, jump on those bugs or run through them and deal damage that way. It deals enough damage to kill all of them, collect your rewards, and you get a token for the vendor. That token you can get once per event. You can trade for 3 life shard pouches at the vendor, tier 2 life shard pouches, which you can start accumulating while you're in tier 1 on your character or shortly before you reach tier 2. Just buy up all the life shards every week already to prepare for the big push to tier 3 later on. There's one last thing I forgot to tell you, and that's there's 2 special vendors at Pado and Cradle of the Sea Fermata. That's basically 2 ships where you can go in Pado especially through the middle door to the left, and then you find a luxury goods or a luck ability stone vendor. And what's special about that vendor is you can buy ability stones for pirate coins up to relic tier, which basically drops nowhere. So you can buy those relic stones, and what's special about them is they first of all give you a bit more vitality than the epic or legendary counterparts, but on top of that you have 10 chances of hitting your engraving. So make sure if you have leftover pirate coins after buying out all the boat vendor and doing all your weekly stuff, to check out this vendor and maybe get lucky on a tradable stone. Good luck. Okay guys, this time you really reached the end of the video. I know it was a lot of information, there's a lot to take in. I know that especially if you started out fresh a few weeks ago, the game can still be overwhelming in some way, and there's so many things to do, so much to explore, so many bosses to kill. I just hope you enjoy your journey, take the game at your own pace, and if you have any questions, you can always drop by my stream at twitch.tv/baker, streaming almost every day, and I'll gladly answer them. Goodbye guys. Bye.